Hey everyone, this is a second in a series of videos to help you walk you through the details of planning your first kitchen remodel. So you can see the site here, KINRAZ.com, and what we're going to do, we're going to go to the site map, just click up here, and then this is the showroom area, or you can click on go to the showroom. And today's video is going to be on the 10 biggest mistakes, but we're only going to do 1 through 5 in this video. So the number one biggest mistake, well, these are in no particular order, but these are things you want to really look out for. The first mistake would be purchasing your cabinets without doing research and falling in love with the first kitchen display that you see. I call this tunnel vision. And what happens here is, it's happened to me before when I went to go purchase an automobile or a motorcycle, where I see this vehicle that I love and I'm stuck on it, and all other vehicles mean nothing to me, and I um, really can't focus on anything else. And what I generally have to do is back away, think for a little bit, and then all the other vehicles will come into my view. Well, the same thing will happen with kitchen cabinets. You'll see as you're walking through kitchen cabinets that you're going to have literally a few hundred different door styles to pick from. You're going to have different wood species, different colors, different door cuts, different functions and features on the cabinets. So that's why I said it's so important to write everything down, take pictures, keep them in your cell phone. That way, when you do go to your kitchen designer, you can say, hey, this is exactly what I want. One of the most irritating things that I run into is when I ask somebody, what type of wood species do you like? I don't know. Well, what color do you like? I don't know. Well, now I know I have to go through the whole gamut of choices with them. If they come in and they say, well, hey, I really saw that white shaker cabinet that I loved. Well, I know that most of my choices to walk them through or guide them through are significantly narrowed down. So you want to do your research on your cabinets, and it's okay to fall in love with a kitchen, a door style, a color, anything, because you have to love what you're looking at, because you don't want to sit there and put all this time, effort, and money into this project and stand there for the next 3 days or for 3 meals a day for the next 10 or 15 years and say, you know what? I put all this time, effort, and money into this and I didn't get what I wanted. You can see here with the wood species, I mean, here are just some, this is just a small sample of wood species here. You have some pine, oak, hickory, maple, cherry, alder, thermofoil, laminate, birch, white ash. The list just goes on and on and on. So that's the first one. The second one would be buying the least expensive door style that you can find. Now, granted, everybody is in a budget conscious when they come in to purchase cabinets. And ideally, most of the time, the boxes are all built the same by manufacturer. So manufacturer A will build a box different than manufacturer B, than manufacturer C. But the differences are your face frame and your doors and drawer fronts are all going to be different. And I'm going to cover the different types of door profiles in another video. But one of the things you want to avoid is buying the cheap or the least expensive door style for the cabinet that you can find just to save a few bucks. Again, you're going to be spending 3 meals a day for the next 10 or 15, 20 years on this project, and you want to be able to love what you look at. Third mistake. I hear this quite often. We want to put in a new kitchen, but we don't want anything too expensive because we're going to be moving in a few years. You don't want to be purchasing somebody else's future kitchen. So make sure that when you remodel your kitchen, that you build it for you and not for the next homeowner. And by this, I mean putting in what you want. It's great that you want to move in a couple years, uh, but God forbid if something happens, you fall and break your leg, the economy tanks, you have to stay in your house. This way, you'll have something that you absolutely love to cook in, to eat in, to socialize in with your friends and family. And I get this quite a bit. People will come in and say, hey, I'm going to be moving in a couple of years, so yeah, I just want something basic. So that's one of the pitfalls you don't want to fall into. I actually had a gentleman come back and tell me after the economy tanked, I think it was in '07 or '08, and his mortgage was underwater. He couldn't sell his house, and he had to stay in there for a little bit. And he came back and thanked me for that advice that I gave him. Mistake number 4, eventually paying for the true cost of not what you want. Uh, that sounds a little, a true cost of not buying what you want. And here's what I mean about that. This is a quick story. I had a customer who came in and their cabinets and their countertops were just slightly over their budget. So when it comes to countertops, laminate is generally the least expensive option to go. Well, the wife wanted to go with quartz. So there's laminate there, and then of course quartz. Now quartz definitely is at least twice the cost, if not 2.5 times the price of laminate countertops. So what the husband told the wife was, look, honey, why don't we just do the laminate countertops now, and 5 years from now we will replace the laminate countertops and put quartz in. And I explained to the couple this. I told them, I said, well, 5 years from now, the price of the quartz may go up. And by the time you purchase the laminate countertops now and pay to have them removed and then buy the new quartz 5 years from now, you're actually going to be paying more for your countertop than if you were to get the quartz right now. And if you get the quartz right now, you will actually have the countertop that you wanted in the first place. And you'll be using that for 5 years. And and you won't have to replace it 5 years from now. There's not going to be that expense that you'll have to deal with and that time and all that. So the husband wasn't too happy with that statement, but eventually, he came to see the light that he was in fact actually saving money by going with what they wanted to go with right now. Mistake number 5, not looking into your future and planning ahead for your own future needs. And here's what I mean by that. Let's say you're a certain age, let's say you're 25 years old, and you just inherited this house from your long lost uncle. And this is going to be your death house. And by death house, I mean that that this is going to be the house that you're going to die in. You're going to remodel the kitchen. And what you want to do is, that you're not going to be replacing that kitchen for the next 20 to 25 years. So how old are you going to be 20 or 25 years from now? Well, if you're 25 years old, you're going to be 50 years old. And some kitchens go 30 and 40 and 50 years. So what you want to do is when you go into your remodel, you want to think ahead. How old am I going to be 10, 15, 20, 25 years from now? And, maybe I want to put some rollout trays in that cabinet. The one that I always have to dig the pots and pans out of. Maybe I want to put some rollout trays in that cabinet so I don't have to get on my hands and knees because, my knees are starting to hurt really bad now. Imagine how bad they're going to hurt when I'm, 25 or 30 years old. So that is mistake number 5. So you want to make sure you plan well for your needs in your kitchen remodel. The next video, we're going to focus on mistakes number 6 through 10. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it helped you. Leave comments below if it did. I'll do the best I can to answer questions. and we'll see you on video number 2.5.